Welcome back to Health Daily. I'm your host, Dr. J. Today, we will talk about the surprising truth about dates. Do they ruin your diet? Are you going out on a date soon? If you are, make sure you like this video, subscribe, save this for later, send this to somebody that you know that can use it, maybe your date. Let's talk about the facts here, and we'll talk about some of the most popular choices ordered in America, whether they be food or cocktails. And let's start by coming to a consensus on what the calories are based on. So this chart that I'm showing right now is based on the USDA's guidelines about carbs, protein, and fat calories based on a 2,000 calorie diet. As you can see in the blue, carbs or carbohydrates are in the blue at 275 grams. So that's about 55% of your total calorie intake that they recommend if you're based on a 2,000 calorie diet. 30% of those in the gray are from fats, which is around 65 grams, and 75% from proteins, as you can see in the light green. So that way we know, and we can keep coming back to this particular picture to know, are we in line here? But let's start by choosing this article here. This is a Food Network article, and this was written, I think, at the end of 2024. So this is the most popular dishes at America's top chain restaurants. And so let's scroll down to the first one. This first one is Applebee's Bourbon Street Chicken and Shrimp. So looks benign. We're looking at a skillet meal here that has chicken, shrimp, some potatoes, some onions. But let's take a look at the nutrition information provided by Applebee's and their website. And I'll share this screen here. So here it is right here under chicken. You scroll down and the Bourbon Street Chicken and Shrimp. And so if we scroll over to this direction, we'll see that it has about 800 calories in the total meal. It has about 44 of those calories from total of fat. And so let's jump back to our picture here that talks about our fat calories. So the fat calories for the total day, remember, this is your total day, 65 grams of fat for the total day. So if we're looking at the nutrition information for this Bourbon Street Chicken and Shrimp, and we see that we're already at 44 grams for the day, if you know that you're going out on that date, this is not medical advice, but in my mind, if I'm going out on this date and I'm choosing this Bourbon Street Chicken and Shrimp and I like this, or I know that I'm choosing something similar, then I would likely be eating foods with lower amounts of fat for that day. But like I said, this is not medical advice. This is just something that I would possibly do. Let's scroll over here and take a look more at some of the other calories here. This is 220 20 milligrams from cholesterol, but look at the sodium calories. There are sodium content, 2,500 milligrams of sodium. And so we're not talking about sodium today, but I'll touch on this. The American Heart and or Renal Association, they recommend usually under 2,000 milligrams. I think the Renal Association is at 1,500 milligrams per day. And so if you have high blood pressure or kidney disease, this is something that you definitely want to pay attention to and research and do your own research on. But 2,500 milligrams of sodium per day or for this one meal may not be good enough for your particular diet plan. This has 47 grams of total carbs. So let's jump back to our screen here. So you have 275 for the day of total carbs. So this is actually pretty good for the carbs. So if you're looking to cut your carbs for whatever reason, this is an okay choice, but it does have an increased amount of fat. Let's go to the next item here, which is going to be the Red Lobster Ultimate Feast. As you can see, Ultimate Feast means just that. It has a lot of different options and mostly meat options, seafood options, and then a little bit of broccoli here, which has, veggies, protein source. And this is paired with a margarita, which we will touch on at a later point. But let's take a look at the nutrition information from this. So this is the Create Your Own Feast Ultimate Feast. Here's the shrimp, and then they have the Atlantic salmon. They have the Maine lobster tail. So let's take a couple of these because it's an ultimate. And let's jump back to this picture to see what they chose. They chose, looks like the coconut shrimp, the scampi shrimp, and then also they have some lobster here and crab. So let's take a look, knowing that they have those four choices. So they did the shrimp scampi, which is at 225 calories. And then you have 18 fat calories. And then if you go over here to the sodium, we're sitting right under 1,000. And then they also chose the Maine lobster tail with 420 calories. So we'll add that to the 220. So we're sitting at around 650. And then the calories from fat are here. There are 37. So 37 added to that 18. So you remember you have to add these because you're eating these at one meal. And then here's the coconut shrimp, another 470 calories and another 29 grams of fat with more sodium here. And then the last thing, I think they had the snow crab legs at 380 calories and then 34 of those from fat. And as you can see, if we jump back to our picture here, the fat is totally obliterated by just this one meal. You have well over 65 grams of fat calories for the day. So if you're choosing that, you know that that's all your fat calories for the day. And if I was choosing that, then I would be definitely working out probably a pretty intense workout that day, knowing that I'll be choosing something with that high amount of fat calories. So let's jump back here and let's go to the next item here. We'll skip over this barbecue chicken pizza and then we'll skip over the ribeye steak and we'll jump to this Carrabba's Italian grilled chicken Brian. The chicken Brian looks pretty good. I've actually ordered this in the past, not recently. I don't eat cheese anymore, and I think that there's cheese on top of here. But let's take a look at this nutrition information. So this is the chicken Brian right here. All right. So we're looking at 680 calories here, and then 44 of those from fat. And so it's very similar to the first item that we took a look at from Applebees. So these are going to be pretty similar here. And let's scroll over and see. And let's scroll back here so we can see this is a total fat calories and cholesterol. This is set up so I have to keep scrolling back and forth. So as you can see, it also makes it challenging to find out the nutritional information. And so let's scroll down here. We know the total fats in this category here, and we know that's the beginning. So 44, going back to the picture, you're right at the same thing. So 44, you have 65 for the total day, but that one meal is 44 of that 65. Let's jump to drinks. Drinks here. Let's scroll back up. This is from a Forbes article on drinks. And I can't close that out, but that's okay. Okay, Forbes article on drinks. We'll close it from here. Let's scroll down. First one, I told you we would get back to the margarita. So the margarita, I will use this link from Nutrition IX to show the nutrition information. And I like this because it shows more things than we need. And let's see here, we have 220 calories. We have 19 sugar grams. And so look at this. This is pretty interesting. Percentage, no percentage. So no percentage here. So when you're looking at this, you're like, well, I don't really know what percentage this is of my daily intake. I'll tell you, based on what we know that the total amount of added sugar that is recommended right now is definitely under 50 grams. And they have it broken down even more so. So if you use the guidelines based on a combination of sources like the American Heart Association, it talks about 25 grams for women, no more than 25 grams for women and 36 grams for men. So as you can see from this, you are butting up against the 25 grams of sugar for women if you're a woman. So if we jump back to this picture that we showed before, and we go back to this article, we have the ultimate feast with the margarita in the background. This is likely way too much for the day unless you've done a really vigorous workout, triathlete, high rocks type of workout, and then ate this right afterwards. And so that's what you're looking at to be able to consume this amount of calories at one time. Let's jump to the next, and we'll go here. Let's jump to the next drink and see. The next drink is a martini. So the martini should be a little bit better, right? Because we don't have anything mixed there. Let's jump to that. So martini is 172 calories. All right. Sugars are 1 gram, so better on the sugar count. But let's take a look here. Alcohol is still a sugar. So let's take a look at this. How long will it take to burn this off? Still 46 minutes walking, running at 17 minutes, bike at 24. And so that's how you know that what I'm saying is true is vigorous workout before something like this could help you be able to maintain your sugar spikes and also maintain your diet. So that way your dates do not ruin your diet. Remember to like and subscribe and share this with somebody that you know that can use it. But look, it tells you individual ingredients, and I'll drop these links below so you can actually check these out yourself. But the gin here is 149 calories. The green olive is 3.2, and the vermouth is 19. So jumping back to this article here, let's see what's next. Moscow Mule is very, very popular, right? This is a very popular drink. In America, the Moscow Mule has about 210 calories, 20 grams of sugar. Remember, this is made from ginger beer. Let's look at this ginger beer. You have 78 calories from the ginger beer, right? 20 sugar calories, right? So it takes longer to run this off. Look, 57 minutes of walking, 20 minutes of running to be able to get this off. And so if you're choosing this with some of the other food items for the day or for that night, remember, this is just one of your meals of the possible 3 meals that you have or 4 meals. And I hear people all the time saying that they did some intermittent fasting and then they had these meals. However, if you did that, we know from research that your sugar is going to spike pretty high with no meals and then a large influx of calories here. And so one last one, just because this is one of the most popular drinks, the old fashioned. The old fashioned is a very extremely popular drink, especially right now. Let's take a look at the nutrition information. This is one of my favorite ones, is the old fashioned. And let's see here what the old fashioned says. And I'll share this item here. The calorie count is 176, so not bad. Sugar's at 6.5, so that's not bad. And walking 48 minutes, so very similar. Running 17 minutes. So as you can see, no matter which drink you're choosing, it still takes the same amount of effort to be able to get this drink to go away, right? So it's energy in, energy out. This drink is a ball of energy, basically. It's a liquid energy. And so you'll have to expend some energy to get it out. But let's take a look at each one of the ingredients. 1 tablespoon of sugar, bitters, the cherry. Look at this cherry compared to the sugar. The cherry is basically half the amount of the sugar. So I actually decide, this is one of my favorite drinks. When I do have drinks, I actually don't get this cherry because take a look at this calorie. You know, you actually get the same amount. And so I'll leave the cherry out and I'll allow them to put the orange slice in there. But as you can see overall, from what we talked about today, take a look at your diet, your dates. When you go out on these dates and you're meeting up with people, whether it's friend, a coworker date, or maybe an intimate date, are these food choices ruining your diet and your progress towards the wellness of yourself? Remember, we are trying to beat yesterday. Every day we beat yesterday. And so if you're in this category of trying to figure out what you should eat, this is the day you should look at some of these nutrition information before you go on a date. Make sure you plan these things. It's easy enough to just look on the website. They give you the nutrition information. Go ahead and plan your day out and know that maybe you should eat smaller meals with less fat, less sugar calories. If you're having this larger spike, definitely get your workout in for the day. But that's it for today. I'm Dr. J. This is Health Daily. Thanks for joining me today. Remember to like and subscribe to our channel. Share this with somebody that you know that can use it. As always, I'll see you tomorrow.